Hello everyone, I'm CZ Lumen and this is StarCraft 2. What I have for you here is a high level match between Slip and 8 Ball. We have the Terran forces in the bottom right hand corner with the Protoss forces in the upper left. From here on out, when I call out a comparison number such as 13 to 13 workers, the first number is going to represent the Terran player, with the second number representing the Protoss. The reason why I do that is so when I call out like an army supply of, say, 80 to 20, you're going to know that the Terran is going to have an army supply of 80 versus the Protoss's army supply of 80. I said that right? 20 to 80 or 80 to 20? You get the gist. That is the general idea, to try to keep it simple in case I start rattling off a bunch of numbers in the middle of a fight. Looks like, are we going to see a fast expansion or are we going to see an exploratory probe? Looks like this probe is deciding to forego a fast expansion and go wander out in the wilderness. Will he get ambushed or will he survive? Looks like he's just going to go ahead and survive. At least we're gonna find out over here. It is going to depend on whether or not the Terran forces over here are going to wall up it fast enough. Something I want to note, like, I want to know what your guys' opinion in terms of the Terrans' expanded building or expanded structure, because like, so the Terrans have to build a structure and it can only go in one direction, and there is basically an advantage to where you can build that, right? So in this situation, the Terran has no choice but to have that expanded building in a vulnerable location if this barracks is being used to block things off. And that is in comparison with if you were on, say, like this side, it would be the barracks and the expansion would be like in a defendable area. So I want to know what your opinion is. Like, maybe have instead of having that expansion like move over, just put it down in the ground and as part of the terrain, and so that way like you would have to actually attack the building before you got like that tech area. And so basically you would build like a reactor or a tech lab in the ground is what I'm saying. And so that way, like, yeah, you have to lift up and like move it over and stuff like that. So it would still be in a location, and you'd be able to tell because the ground would be different. But anyway, that's just a little idea. I don't know what everybody's thoughts are on that. That would change StarCraft a little bit here. So anyway, as we go on, we have both sides expanding pretty quickly. 3-minute mark. Both sides are going to have their natural up. We have a good bunker over here, supported by Marines. That's going to help ward off any kind of attack. We have a Reaper that did perform a little bit of harassment, but no kills. Adepts moving over to the other side of the map. And these guys get a bonus to damage, bonus against light forces, and doesn't do a whole lot of scouting. Just a little bit of a trick out. So these guys are about like 8 feet tall. So you can imagine like just being a human. Although like I think Marines in their these monstrosity suits, they're like 6.5 feet tall, but something like that. Don't know if that adept really wanted to shade into that base. Tried to shade outward, but that did not do them any kind of favors, and really didn't get a whole lot of scouting information as far as I can tell. Let's see. Yeah. Well, actually, no. This isn't bad. This is. I don't know if he clicked on that and knows what those are, which is 2 extra barracks. So that suggests that this is going to be a bio-based army for the Terran player, and we do have a Widow Mine drop on this side. Oh wow. Wait. Did that Widow Mine kill itself? Okay, so here is the medevac. Bloop. Boom, flying across the map. Wait, what is that? What did I get? What is this? Rocks. I selected rocks. Oh, there it is. That's what I selected. I thought it was like a unit or something. A little doodad. Oh, these guys have like little names here. That's cool. Alright, so this We're going to see this Widow Mine drop here. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. 1, 2. These guys are visible unless the Terran have an armory. If there is... Wow, yeah. It gets taken out as it gets destroyed. So yeah, without that armory, these things are not cloaked, so you're going to be able to see them. So if, for whatever reason, you start seeing Widow Mines, that's great. And it's like, oh, cool, I can attack these guys. And they take about 1.07 seconds to lock on and shoot something. So if you can destroy the Widow Mine before it gets that, like, within a second, you can actually stop it from, like, actually doing damage. But if you don't, you're going to get blown up because those Widow Mines do pack a punch, and they are not going to be stealthed until an armor gets built. We do have an engineering bay, which is going to help with that bio production. Well, it's not necessarily the bio production, but it's going to help with those upgrades for those Marines. So, yeah. Third base does come up for the Protoss. Protoss is doing a fantastic job expanding here. And neither side really is establishing map control. But also neither side is really establishing a whole lot of aggression. Just kind of staying at their base. I'm going to speed it up here just a little bit. They're just staying within their borders and really just relaxing and just enjoying whatever their favorite beverage is. We do have an observer that's just like keeping a watch on this medevac. Like, you can, I don't know, like maybe like put a stalker one on each, like in these corners here to make sure. So if this medevac does try to escape, it at least like takes some damage. But I think it's like 4 or 5 like solid hits by the stalker in order to attack them or in order to go down. We do have some Marines and Widow Mines getting ready to attack. Do like a right hook against the Protoss over here. Let's see what's going to happen. We're going to look at the units. 60 probes on one side versus 46 on the other. So Protoss definitely does have that economic advantage, which is going to help in the long run, but it's also going to depend on how well they trade. So do a little bit of economic damage attacking the probes, and then changing focus to attack the shield battery, which is helpful because if you're attacking units and they have a shield battery, that definitely they're just going to soak up that damage as much as possible. Units are going down here for both sides. Nope, did not want to type that. Pretty balanced fight so far. This still just chilling there. At least we know Slip isn't doing like the all army hotkey, deciding to go all the way back to their base, do a little bit of reinforcing. Yeah, gonna speed up just a little bit here. So yeah, anyway, I just casted for a player who wanted some feedback on the replay, and this is a pretty good replay to actually take a look at, because here we have both sides. I mean, we have a lot of stalkers that are fighting back against these Marines. It's the 7-minute mark, and you can see that we have like a 45 to 36 army supply here, 52 to 68 workers. Building up that economy just means that you can just outproduce your opponent or build pretty much anything you want. This little battle here, and a couple of medevacs actually went down, which is very sad, right? 3 medevacs go down. But it is, if you are fighting against the Terran, that's definitely what you want. Not necessarily spellcasters, but they do use energy, and they do keep your bio army up to snuff. There is the armory, so now those Widow Mines are going to be undetectable when they burrow. Do have a little laser eye right there. And we also have an observer that's just basically watching this. That's really helpful too. Like, that scouting information comes into play because the Protoss player is very much aware of what's going on. And in fact, actually, we have a Colossi right here. That's cool. Which Colossi are pretty good at knocking out this. Yeah, see that scouting. There's an observer. You can see it on the minimap. He knows this Protoss player knows what's going on. He's ready. Preemptively moving in forces and then like plopping down a whole bunch of units in order to counter that bio ball. And instead of attacking fully into that, the Terran player just decides to not attack into that, which is fine. If we knock down this wall, though, that will decrease the reinforcement down here. Let's see what we got. Speed up the game just a little bit more. Looks like we do have a lot of Zealots getting ready for a run by. Whee! Look at him run. This is definitely not what you want as the Terran player, basically. You just see either Zerglings or Zealots just coming in here. They could have done a better surround before, in order to knock out more of those SCVs. Only 4 SCVs have gone down so far in this game. So that definitely could have been better, but what this did was it got the Terran to move their forces back to their base and have to deal with this. Also stresses them out a little bit knowing that their base can be attacked, and so now there's probably going to be a little bit of reinforcing here. Instead of basically just being out on the map and just relaxing. So that's pretty cool. I did comment on Reddit, like, you know, the Colossi like moving up and down. Like these have, there's like a bug where the Colossi have like a +1 range to them right now with the Lance upgrade. It gives them a +4 instead of a +3, so they have a range of 10 instead of 9. And I haven't casted a game, I think, where Colossi really made, like, that extra range felt like it made a big difference. Colossi are specialized against bio units, so like if you're attacking regardless, one way or another, the Colossi should be pretty much really wiping out those the light bio units. They get a bonus damage to those units. Here we go. We do have a Zealot run by here, knocking down as many of those SCVs as possible, and this looks like it's going to be rather sacrificial. Just knocking them out. I don't think you really need to get the Widow Mines in there. I wouldn't recommend using Widow Mines to go in there. Widow Mines are very confused about what exactly their purpose is when they were doing a little dance, trying to hug those Zealots as much as possible. Not really what you want, especially just to note, Widow Mines can actually, I believe they do friendly fire. So that would have been rather disastrous to actually plop down Widow Mines in the middle of a bunch of Zealots that were attacking your SCVs, and then just like knocking out your SCVs as they. I mean, you get the Zealots down. That's definitely what you want, but at what cost? Ghosts? Are those ghosts? Yes, we do have ghosts in this mix here. This looks like it's going to be a pretty good battle. Starting off with a Psionic Storm by this High Templar that just greets them, being like, "Yo, what's up?" Whose side? I'm going to back up just a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and take the perspective of the Protoss. We're going to watch this here. Okay, so we're watching the camera of the Protoss player who is about to see this happening. You can watch on the minimap too. So we see this pro player, this is a high-level player, basically getting units all together. What's he doing? I don't think I rewound it that much, did I? There it is. Okay, so we see that bio ball hitting the map. Look at this. Coming in, and boom! Not what you want. Shooing that bio army away. Oh, is that it? Are we not going to attack? Oh, I'm sad. Just queuing. Just like built a bunch of Zealots in order to do a run by. Just appreciate that for just a second here, right? So this player. Oh wow, we have disruptors here getting on the field. Those are definitely not something we really want to. Oh, this could be big. This is, man, I have a hard time seeing this bio army being very effective against this because we have like 3 Colossi alone. Marauders do a really good job. Okay, so like Marauders do a really good job fighting, like just obliterating these mechanical units. They hit heavy. We do have a couple of EMP shots that, God, wow, neutralized a lot of those shit. Those guys, you need to go back, buddy. Go back, get recharged. That is that hurts. Now the good news is that those shields do respawn pretty fast, but I don't know if backing off was necessarily the thing you wanted to do as Terran, because you got off some pretty good shield nukings there with those EMPs, and yeah, that definitely helps. Anyway, earlier before, when 8-Ball, the Protoss player, just like queued up a whole bunch of Zealots and then like had them queue up over here, to do a run by. If this fight was going on without having to pay much attention to it, those Zealots would have been like attacking the mineral line. So that's pretty good. We're seeing this fight go on. Yeah, this is going as well as I pretty much expected here for the Terran player. Although I didn't know there were that many Vikings. I haven't seen Vikings land in a while. Yes, that was fun. Go Vikings! Oh, knocked out another disruptor. Lore-wise, the Vikings are as deadly to their pilots as they are to everybody else. So these are really high skill flyers. That was a good fight. I want to back up here. We're gonna back up and we're gonna appreciate this just a little bit longer. Okay, so we got a good battle breakdown here. Marauders, Marines, Ghosts. We have a good mix of basically bio units and a couple of Widow Mines. How many Widow Mines? We only have one Widow Mine. Okay, so and we have 4 Medivacs. Against this, we have High Templar, Stalkers, and Colossi that are still recovering those shields and 2 disruptors. And these disruptors really do require a lot of attention in order to make good use of. So this was a really solid fight. I really expected this to go more in the Protoss's favor here. Looks like we do have High Templar does get put into the War Prism here. Okay, let's take the perspective of... Yeah, we're going to take the perspective here of the Terran player and watch this unfold. Backs off a little bit, trying to like avoid as much damage of that Colossus damage as possible, and then decides to fight here. This is where he's going to make his stand. Those the High Templar putting in the Scion of Storms, and they're doing a really good job actually microing and splitting against those Purification Novas. Those Vikings just like deciding, okay, I'm going to land these guys and I'm going to make them attack now. And this is that was a good fight. That was really just like a solid fight right there on both sides. Who's winning this? Trade-wise, wow, trades are really actually like on the equal side here. That's really impressive. Normally I see one side or the other just having that advantage. Like they're just trading better. Observer is not on the map, just kind of chilling there. Might have been forgotten about. This is a lot of disruptors. I don't see this many disruptors very often. That is a lot of disruptors. 6 disruptors. What do you need that many disruptors for? And disruptors are a tricky unit. Like I don't play Protoss, but I know they are like just getting them up. Like when you fire them, they stand still, so you can't like fire and then move. You're just in that trouble space. So those are definitely a high skill unit that requires just like skill drops in order to use fully. Good use of SCVs here, repairing these medevacs, which is definitely what I recommend doing. I think repairing a unit costs like 25% of their building construction costs. So I think it'd be cool if the starport actually, like if you wanted to repair your air units, you bring them to the starport. And if you wanted to repair your mech units, you take them to the factory. I don't know about the barracks, but I just think that would be that would make sense, considering that the factories and starports like construct these things. So that's just my opinion. An observer here catches all of this, by the way, so the Protoss player is going to know what exactly is going on. It looks like we're about to have a pretty big standoff. Let's go ahead and take the perspective of the Protoss player and really appreciate. Look at this. Look at the map vision that the Protoss player has right here, just with those observers. The Protoss knows what's going on. Now, the Terran has these sensor towers, which does give them a little bit of warning in terms of what's happening, but this is just a lot of map vision here. This is definitely what you want as a Protoss player. So we're gonna watch this. He's watching this force here. He sees Liberators, he sees Vikings, lots of Stalkers. We have Zealots moving into this force to try to create that line and like that line of disruption with those Zealots. Disruptors are sending out those Purification Novas, which do a lot of damage. If you're not paying attention, those things do a lot of damage. I think one of them definitely knocks down a lot of health, but like you get hit by 2 of them, and that's basically like a miniature nuke there. So not much of a fight, but that was a pretty good skirmish. That's not really sure whose side that really benefited from. Both sides are, well, I mean, Terran has lost a little bit more gas trade-wise. This is, these are some pretty good fights. You almost got to hold your breath for those. Stalkers moving forward to knock out as many of those Vikings as possible. Everybody attacking basically what they're good at as fast as possible. It's a really good fight here, actually. Just, but in the end, this is definitely favoring the Protoss player. Protoss needs to be attacking these Vikings, and although these are Marauders, Marauders are really annoying to deal with. And those Vikings putting in a lot of work knocking out those Colossi. Okay, go ahead and make your guess on whether or not who lost more in that fight. It was pretty much even with Terran losing more gas. Here is the losses ranking. Terran is still slightly ahead by 600 gas, and yeah, about 1,000 minerals. So that definitely went better in favor of the Protoss player. Both sides are mining pretty effectively, 87 to 85 workers, and are population capped. They don't have the supply capped, but they do have the population potential. Protoss does have more money in the bank, which will allow them to attack and recover and attack again, which is, I don't know if you're playing this and then you're trying to like build an army and you keep running out of resources and you're constantly getting attacked, it's a very stressful situation. I like this High Templar here who's just trying to kind of chilling. Just look at him. Like that's like he's guarding this. And of course, like what? Okay, we're gonna back up here. Where do those guys come from? Really, where do those guys come from? I want to know. There they are. Okay. Look at that. That's a lot of Dark Templar. Really spent a lot of money on this too. Wow. Okay, we're gonna zoom in here. Just really nah, we're gonna zoom out. Man, okay, so we have the sensor tower. The sensor tower does pick these guys up, but it doesn't mean they see. It's these missile turrets that allow the Terran to actually see this. We're gonna take it. We're gonna look at the vision. Actually, oh, I thought the sensor tower actually picked them up. I was wrong. And this is why we take perspectives, right? So Protoss is not aware of what's about to happen here. He doesn't know, like, he can assume that, okay, there is a base here, but he doesn't know what exactly is going on because he didn't scout it. Scouting this base probably would have saved all of these Dark Templar, because it looks like he's about to lose a lot of Dark Templar here in just a second.
Ghost reporting.
Upgrade 완료.
Little bit slightly anticlimactic here. Does this base go down? That was a huge waste. Holy crap. And there we have it. Look, that one attack just changed the trade amount right here in favor of the Terran. That was so much. See, and that's scouting that would have let you have a better decision, especially with how expensive they are. Just attacking that with just a bunch of zealots would have been better. I know Dark Templar are not cheap. Okay, we are seeing a small army here, 113 versus 83 army supply between these two forces, and most of the forces seem to be all bunched up here for the Terran. This is going to help out. We do have one single zealot is getting more work done than those Templar did. How many guys? 4 kills. This one Templar, or this one zealot, has 4 kills to his name. Those Dark Templar didn't kill anything. Boy. I mean, like, yeah, knocking out 4 SCVs right now is not a really big deal, but just appreciate that for just a second. We do have another, I guess, attack that happened over here. Planetary Fortress is up, and we have good detection. No! What are you doing? I mean, they killed the Planetary Fortress. Good for them. Dude, that hurts. Had the Dark Templar had the Dark Templar like actually just destroyed the missile turrets first, that would have required a scan. A little bit more micromanagement to knock them out, but I don't really. Oh, that was painful. But anyway, this is a better player than I am, so you know, good for him. We do have a good attack here going on over here with like just a good mix of units trying to knock out this Planetary Fortress. It's looking really bad for this Protoss player, getting surrounded and being attacked by two sides. Shields are knocked out. A recall is being done to try to save as many of these guys as possible. And some of them do get back. 80 army supply, 262 now, with you know, some of the construction process like being built, which is definitely needed. But these, I hate to criticize this Protoss player, but this is rough. This is rough to watch. Some of these decisions here. I mean, like, great base expansions though, and okay, look at all this. So we have a lot of Protoss, or a lot of Dark Templar here. This is going to wreck if he can manage to knock out detection as much as possible. But 102 to 96 army supply. Both sides are building up their forces as much as possible, and we do have this like roaming Terran force with no ability to shoot up, and they are being met with void rays. Okay, they do have submarines here in this mix here, so this is, and ghosts. Ghosts are pretty effective here. Wow, look at them go. That has got to be one of the wildest things. Can you imagine being that ghost and shooting at a death ray from the sky that's like shooting at you, and you're just shooting at it back, and the only reason why you're not dead is because you have a medevac? Like, sending you a healing beam has to be one of the most bizarre. That was painful. One of the more bizarre experiences you can imagine. I mean, like, I can only imagine that was like basically the force of the sun hitting you in one side, and then just getting healed on the other side. Oh, that is not what you want. I don't know how expensive these are, but losing. This has definitely been really bad for the Protoss bank account. In fact, I really think he would have gotten his money's worth had he just built just a constant supply of Zealots. The Zealots are nothing to shake a stick at. Like, a lot of them are just really hard to put down, especially if they have upgrades. And upgrades have been done. Ground attack is +3, +1 to shields, and we have +3 to armor. So like, these Zealots are no joke. But this Terran force like is getting reinforced really well and holding on. These medivacs are just getting their money's worth, knocking this out. And these Dark Templar, like, they're great when they can attack and not get detected. But once they get detected, they don't necessarily, like, they need to be attacking and they do have a slow travel time. They're pretty expensive, so as far as I know, expensive. This Terran player is now pretty much has free reign to attack this base indiscriminately, and is going after the production lines. Really rough to watch. Good job on the Terran side, just knocking these out and holding this down. This is just, I'm impressed. Like, this is what do you do with as the Protoss here now? Like, how do you want to counter this? Colossi, I mean, I would say actually Colossi, but that takes care of the Marines, but it doesn't take care of the Marauders. I don't think Ghosts count as light. But this is... Now we have Dark Templar coming into the mix to try to deal with this, and they do not last long. And this is where the action is. This is where the fight is. The Terran player is just doing a phenomenal job knocking this out. A lot of damage has been done, and nothing is attacking these, or nothing was attacking those medevacs. Finally getting cleaned up here. Just so much damage. Protoss is not trading well. Huge victory for the Terran player. At least I would say it would be a huge victory. Except that Protoss has like 2 bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, did I count that right? This is funny. We have a little bit of a competition here. Protoss has been mining more and has more bases. That does let you trade less efficiently and still stay in the fight. But Protoss really needs to pull a rabbit out of a hat here, or something. Like maybe not even fancy, just a bunch of zealots in my opinion. But I think zealots are like the answer to anything to me, as far as a ground army goes, especially once they have charge. But here we go. Sometimes being complicated is not what you want to do. And with all that production, we do have carriers getting ready to hit the field. 3 carriers are in production. They do need to get supercharged out right away, because this is Terran is doing a fantastic job. Just look at this. I love this. This is hilarious. If a bunch of SCVs came in here and just started like mining and fighting over that would be the most hilarious thing ever. But no, we're just gonna see Terran forces come in here and just say no and just like knock this out. There's nothing saving this. I don't know if this is necessarily what the Terran player needs to be focused on right now, but I mean, like, we do have some very well saturated bases in the north, but this does give Terran the ability to like start mining out that base. So carriers are about halfway done here, and he's going to need a lot of carriers. Air weapons and shields are being researched, so that's definitely going to help him deal with this very terrifying army. 116 army versus 55. Terran have the field. Massive scans are coming out to see what is going on. A lot of this here is entrenched pretty well, so with those photon cannons and shield batteries, which is definitely like what you need to do, but this is still not, none of them can really like fight for very long against this. Oh, I had to take a drink here. What is Dark Templar? Oh wow. Good use of the Dark Templar here. Terran decides to take this base over. Well, this base has been mined out pretty well. Not gonna lie, look at this. Just gonna systematically like go through and just like knock down one base after another. And this does give the Protoss a lot of that valuable time to build up as much as possible. We are seeing a transition into the Golden Fleet, which, man, is this even gonna be worth it? Dude. Like, is there gas here? I mean, like, so this Nexus costs 300 minerals, right? 400 minerals? You're not even going to get that back? Okay, you are going to get that back. I mean, you can't really tell, I guess. You have to click on the minerals, but that... okay. We do have carriers hitting the field. More carriers are on the back of this. We have a robotics facility building out that Colossi. If Terran how many Vikings they have? Terran only have 2 Vikings, 8 Ghosts, 35 Marines. So the Terran forces do have the ability to shoot up. I don't think Terran is aware of these carriers just yet either. Protoss is now supply blocked by the destruction of those pylons. Pylons do need to come up here. Protoss definitely needs to max out this force because Terran are aware of the carriers and decide to run away. Not what you want. What? Wow. Terran just started straight up shooting their own forces to free up to free up supply. What are they going to build? That was funny. Kind of funny. And this is a really good transition, by the way, by the Protoss, because there are a lot of Marines here that aren't going to do the Protoss a whole lot of favors. Man, those ghosts really knocked it out. I wonder if they're going to build just like a bunch of ghosts. Carriers are getting some work in. God, there's so many. Carriers, you cannot do this. Oh my goodness. Guys, you're taking hits for free. Oh my goodness. That was not what you in trying to free up supply. The Terrans sent a bunch of SCVs to the other side of the base, hoping to get have them be destroyed, and they're all relaxing at the enemy base. Like, that is how, and they're getting work done. Like, some zealots were oh my god. So there really should be some each. What is this? This is the funniest thing. In my opinion, there should be some way to be able to reclaim. Each side should be able to reclaim resources from buildings and units, because I don't like the whole suicide thing. I think that's just one of the dumbest. Like, that shouldn't exist. I don't like that. But anyway, this is StarCraft 2. And that is part of StarCraft. So that yeah, anyway. A lot of carriers are on the map here. We are going to see more Vikings, and any way to attack those, yeah. There's the Vikings. Vikings do bonus damage to air units with their missiles. When they land, they basically do, they're like a �2 Marine. So they do like 16 damage instead of 8. Or 4 damage instead of, or 8 damage instead of 4. Something like that. Unless I got patched. That was a while ago. That may not be accurate knowledge, but looks like Protoss is going heavy carrier this fight. So we will see if this pays off. Terran sending out their Marines. I don't think Terran. Oh my goodness. Terran, I don't think you really want to destroy those probes. Well, I mean, I guess you do, but yeah, we're gonna. Man, that's definitely a good. Having a couple of disruptors here is definitely a good idea. You need some. Protoss definitely needs some way to knock out these like missile turrets. Please don't send your carriers at them. Man, this is gonna be so painful. BattleCruisers. Alright, we're seeing carriers versus battlecruisers. That's what this is quite a change. I always love seeing battlecruisers on the match, even though I'm a more of a Zerg fan. I think Broodlords should also be able to shoot up, but mass battlecruisers versus mass carriers. How many carriers we got? We have 9 carriers versus 9 battlecruisers. The Terran are still just mining out the entire map and doing a pretty good job at it. Actually, they've mined out most of everything here. But it looks like Terran is going in for a fight. Terran, Ravens. Like, a single Raven right now. Like, aside from the Ghosts doing the EMP, which I hope this person's doing. They've been doing a pretty good job. performing EMP. Actually, we're gonna. Okay, I want to watch the Protoss here. So we're gonna watch the Protoss and like look at how he tries to deal with this. I want you to take your guesses now. They all teleport. That was that. All right. I mean, this has got to be the most demoralizing thing you can ever see as a Protoss player. Just that hurts. BattleCruisers is OP. You saw it here. We're gonna go back. We're gonna see this from the Terran side. Oh man, I mean, well played by the Terran. I mean, we know what happened, so he's on the hunt. This Terran player is just not messing around. He knows the carriers are around here somewhere. Good Psionic Storms. Gets EMP'd. That hurts. One Psionic Storm and he gets EMP'd. That good ghost play right there. Don't know if that tactical jump was necessary. I think that was a misclick. I think that's what happened there, but look. Do you see that? Did you see that? Hold on. Hold on. Where are the ghosts? Alright, we have 5 ghosts. 6. We have 5 ghosts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 ghosts. Okay. They're about... The battlecruisers are about to... I remember the Yamato cannon required energy in the last game, so... But... Okay. I want you to pay attention here. Notice all of these carriers currently are like you don't like they have all their shields, okay? EMPs go down, all of their shields are knocked out. All of them. Just amazing. Like we have a couple, but their shields are gone. This 1-2 punch, amazing 1-2 punch by these ghosts. EMP all of these carriers, and now we just see mass Yamato cannons. Wow. Play of the game right there. Those carriers just get destroyed. Did any battlecruisers go down? Okay, one battlecruiser has gone down. Just one. Out of all of that, one battlecruiser went down. GG has got to get called here sometime. Yep, there it is. Wow. What a game. Are you just building more battlecruisers? More battlecruisers are hitting the map. Yeah, what do you do? What do you do against mass battlecruisers? You just surrender. That's basically what you do. What a game. That was incredible. And the Protoss had the early game here, and then the Terran just like did a fantastic job just really bringing that back. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Just let me know what you liked about this or what you didn't like about this. If you liked the little battle breakdown or the perspectives, I would like to know. I like getting into the heads of the players here. What a fight, though. My goodness gracious. That was just incredible. That 1-2 punch. Ghosts, Yamato can't. That was it. That was one battlecruiser went down from that. Just one. Where's the carrier count? 10 carriers have gone down this game. That was just amazing. All right. Anyway, have a good day. Until next time.